Hi guys, Master Richard here from All Rise Martial Arts. Today I want to talk about one of our fundamental kicks, which is front snap kick. Now this is considered a beginner technique, but it teaches many important principles that we use in more advanced kicks later on. Things like roundhouse kick, side kick, even spinning hook kick, all rely on those principles that we learn in front snap kick. Two of the main ones that I'm going to talk about today are pivoting and chambering. Alright, so to practice pivoting, we're just going to start in a just nice neutral and square stance. We're going to work on how to pivot with the ball of our foot. So pick aside either foot. We're going to work on lifting our heel off the ground and really putting the weight right near our big toe right behind it where the ball of our foot is, and just rotating our heel forward and back, almost like you're trying to drill the ball of your foot, rotate it into the ground. So pivot on the ball of your foot, back and forth. Initially, you can do this with your heel up high, and then you can try it with your heel closer to the ground. Your heel is going to slide, but you're still going to pivot the same way on the ball of your foot. So your heel can still lightly contact the floor and then come back around. Try this on both feet a couple times. Now that we have the idea of pivoting, we're going to take things into a fighting stance. Typically in Taekwondo, we'll start with a right leg back and left foot forward fighting stance. You can always switch stance as needed. My front toes are going to be facing completely forward. My back toes are going to be facing about 15 to 30 degrees diagonally. And I want to keep my hands up, ready to block, ready to punch as needed. Now, I'm going to bring my weight forward to my front foot. And again, to that ball of the foot so I can get ready to pivot. I want to keep my heel close to the ground and just lightly drag it as I pivot my front foot about 15 to 30 degrees. Not a big pivot, and then just come back. So practice that one time. Ball the foot, small pivot, and now my back foot should be feeling a little bit lighter as my weight is forward. I can push off with my back foot here to lift my knee in front. So I did my pivot. Now I'm going to do my chamber. My knee comes up. I want to make an effort to point my toes down to the ground. And then I'm going to step my foot back and repivot my front foot. So just step by step here, pivot, lift the knee, and then step back down and repivot my foot to my starting position. Try that a couple times on your own. Pivot, knee, step back, repivot. Pivot, knee, step back, and repivot. As I lift my knee, I can use my hip here to rotate and get a little bit more extension in my chamber. Again, pivot, knee, and see how my hips can become square. As I step back, they can rotate back to their starting position. Now, this kind of step-by-step practice for our pivot and our chamber is great for beginners. But as you get more advanced in Taekwondo, you should try to do these movements simultaneously. So if I started in a fighting stance, I'm still going to bring my weight forward to the ball of my foot. But as I lift my back knee, same time I pivot, and as I step back down, I repivot. It's much harder to do because you have to pivot on one leg while you're standing on one foot. Again, fighting stance, weight forward, lift, pivot, and then return, repivot. A good way to practice this is holding onto a wall or maybe holding onto a chair. Try to use the same side hand as the foot that's pivoting on the ground to help with your balance. Okay, so now that we have our pivot and our chamber, let's do our actual kick. We're going to come into a fighting stance, right leg back, left leg in front, hands up nicely. We're going to work on that same movement we did before. Weight forward, raising my knee as I pivot my bottom foot, nice chamber. And then we're going to extend this kicking foot from the knee, retract it back to my chamber position, and then step back down. Now quickly, it comes out like a snap, aka front snap kick. So hands up, ready, hana, kick, and return, and back. Again, dul, kick, return, and then back. And one more set, kick, return, and then back. Now for beginners, we're really going to focus on pointing our toe. We're going to be kicking with the instep, the shoelace part of our foot if we were wearing shoes. And this kick is going to come forward and upward towards the target. Typically, we would hold the target flat in front of us for this kick, and we would kick upward towards the target. I really stress kicking with the instep part of the foot and pointing your toe on front snap kick because it really helps us with our turning kick later on, our roundhouse kick. That operates very similar to front snap kick. We still pivot, we still chamber, and we kick with the instep part of our foot by pointing our toe around the target, and then I can step back to my stance. If we have a good front snap kick, we can have a great turning kick. But you can also kick front snap kick with the ball of your foot, with the bottom of your foot. This is going to be more of a thrusting forward type kick. Same idea, same pivot, same chamber, but now my foot is in a slightly different position. It's coming forward with the bottom ball part of my foot, and then I can step back and return. This kick is great for self-defense, kicking to the knee, to the groin, to the body, even towards the face. So that is front snap kick with the ball of the foot. Hasha! And that's our front snap kick. So again, if you have great fundamentals, it will help your more advanced training later on. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like and subscribe below, and to check us out at allrisema.com. I'm Master Richard, and have a great day.